Normally, we are full to the rafters for this concert. And it's a little bit sad, but also kind of exciting to do a little bit more intimate performance for you. We have all three of the high school groups here with us tonight. Obviously, beginners first, intermediate, we're doing some things combined because not everyone was able to be here in person. Some students are still virtual. So next to the podium, you'll see my laptop. Hey, somebody, Deja, can you click admit? We got more kids trying to come into the meet. For some reason, my technology skills being what they are, I couldn't get it so they could get in without being invited. Thanks, sweetie. Can you stand there and just keep hitting it? Okay. Is what it is. So this is how we've done orchestra this year. And the kids have been troopers, both the in-person kids and the kids who are virtual. You'll see the screen come down for a couple of the pieces, and you'll be able to see what I see and what the kids see. I'm on a square about this big. They've got to hear through the microphone that's rigged up and try to match pitch with me, ask their questions, keep time with their classmates, hoping that there isn't too much of a lag in the sound or that the camera isn't glitching the sound. It's been a year, and they have done a phenomenal job. We rehearsed in person today. The kids are going to see on the stage and on the screen. We rehearsed yesterday for the first time together. We had never played together, and we had no idea what was going to happen. They were amazing. Oh my gosh, these guys did such a tremendous job. So proud of what we've managed to pull off this year in very challenging circumstances. So not sure what you've been hearing at home. Hopefully, lots of practicing. Not sure what you can hear through. I've seen lots of parents. I get to wave to you as you walk through. I've seen dogs. I've seen siblings. I've seen all kinds of fascinating things and learned some interesting things about my students along the way. But I'm super proud of all of them and very grateful that I got to spend the year with them. And they were very patient with me as I struggled mightily with the technology. Mightily, right? They're too nice to say so, but I had my moments. The other people who have been amazing this year are the orchestra boosters. And our officers are here, and I just have a quick thank you for them because without them, I don't know how we would have managed the craziness of this year. All of you who are not senior parents and who aren't leaving us after this year, you're all boosters because you've enrolled your child in our program, you've entrusted their music education to us, and the boosters meet. In fact, they might still meet virtually after this year because that worked out nicely for everybody's schedules. We've got a program of over 300 kids, and these three ladies have basically been running the whole show for everybody. They could use some more hands on deck. So if that's something you're interested in, we encourage you to check in and make sure you're paying attention in the fall to the stuff that comes home and comes through the email for your kids, because the boosters do amazing things for this program. It wouldn't be the program you know without the boosters. So please be aware and help them out next year and help the program move forward. And in the meantime, I would like to call to the stage just to give a quick thank you to Janae Clapman, Karen Hildebrand, those are our co-presidents, and Lillian Odunaye, who is our wonderful treasurer, and she has a senior, so thank you to them. They made this year happen. And now we're going right to Thank you so much for everything. We didn't know this was going to happen. Thank you so much. Play now? We're going to play now. I was so pleased with these freshmen and how they manage this that they don't have any backup for this piece. This is just freshmen, no ringers back there to help them out. They've done a great job and want to show off for you the pieces that they've learned all on their own. So here we go. Ready? I do have to say one more thing. They're going to be mad at me, but the bass players that you see on the platform back there, you're going to see a lot of them. In fact, they never get to leave the stage. Kirsten Stowe and Caleb Carter are juniors. Our freshman bass player is virtual. Our intermediate bass players are virtual. Actually, we do have one intermediate bass player who is able to be here, but at the beginning of this process, I didn't have any bass players except for these two. So these guys have stepped up and are playing the entire concert with all three groups so that everybody has at least part of it. Now we are going to play trumpet. To the stage to join the beginners now, the intermediate orchestra. This is a combination of sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And I really wanted the freshmen to have the experience of playing in a big, full group like they normally would have if this were any other year. And while they do very well on their own, there are only a certain number of them, and I really wanted them to have the experience of a really good, full, big group. And so the intermediate are going to join us for this next piece, which is called Dona Nobis Pacem, which means Bring Us Peace. It's a beautiful piece that I gave to the freshmen early in the year to help us learn vibrato, because it has a lot of long notes, a lot of opportunity to develop that skill. And I just, as I was thinking about what are we going to include on this final concert of the year, I thought that after what we've all been through in the past, what's it been, 15 months now? I don't know, 14 months? I thought the idea of some peace would be kind of lovely for all of us. So we're going to let the meat is going to come on the screen now, hopefully. We tried this yesterday. It's a little more challenging than I had any idea. And big thanks to the Reinharts and to Ms. Borgo for figuring this out. I am not a technology person. I was just like, yeah, I want to be able to see all the kids at once. That would be great. And it's really a lot harder than I had an idea that it is. But this is what we see every day in class. And the kids are this big. And I'm very proud of them for all turning their cameras on because we don't like to do that very much. So virtual students, everybody wave, say hey. We won't be able to hear you say hey, but you can say hey anyway. All right, there they are. So these are a combination of beginning and intermediate students who will be playing Tona Nobis, and this way we're all on stage together. So I think, whoops, they went away. Where did they go? There, they're back. Okay. Where are my friends? There we go. Okay, now we're ready. always ready to help at any level, especially when I need a good cello fingering for advanced. She's our go-to. She's done lessons, she's dropped instruments at houses of kids who are quarantined to make sure they could have tuned instruments to practice. She's done amazing things for our program this year. So a big thank you to Mrs. White. So the intermediate orchestra is now coming to the front rows for the pieces they've been working on. I was delighted at how many intermediate students were able to come in person. I know that's a really tough decision for parents, and I appreciate the challenge of that. My kids are adults, and it was scary enough trying to make decisions and help them to make decisions of what was safe and what felt okay to them. So I really feel for you guys, and I appreciate your trust in me, those of you who allowed your students to come in person. So we ended up with more intermediate than I originally thought, and they probably could have, in fact I know they could have pulled these pieces off without the advanced students behind them, but again, Merrillville Orchestra is about these big groups and this huge sound and this gorgeous string sound that we can make, and honestly about being together and making music. So that is why the advanced are joining the intermediate for those pieces. Ms. Margo, can I keep going? No? Yes. Can I play? All right. I don't know what's going on over there. Is that everything? Okay. All right. So, everybody set? Yeah, our piece it is. that is not easy to do virtually. Most of these kids, remember, they didn't all hear each other until yesterday. And the amount of that bouncing back and forth between parts and how that has to line up, I'm so impressed that they were able to pull that off. I say that. We get on screen our virtual students back in front of us again. Hi, guys. So on the screen, you'll see both intermediate and advanced students. And the piece that's next is Sweet New Moon, which was a favorite. I think maybe there, but we're not going to tell you we're talking about it. They love this. We prepared this last year, and when we were sent home on March 13th of 2020, we were just a couple weeks from performing a whole set of music for ISMA organization contest. So all the work had gone into this. They loved this piece. It was ready to go, and then we don't get to do it. So as we discussed what pieces they would like to perform, now that we got a chance to, this one was an overwhelming favorite. This is Sweet New Moon, a Japanese composer. There is a tradition that wishes made under the Sweet New Moon come true. And the new moon happened to have been yesterday, so hopefully we all made wishes. Don't tell what they are, they won't come true. Anyway, Sweet New Moon. switch in, let me tell you a little bit about the next piece of music. So intermediate is going to take a little break until we're ready for our finale combined pieces, and advanced is going to move forward. One of my big goals of this year, and all teachers did a lot of thinking about what's most important, what is really the big goal of the year. And for me, I wanted to keep things as normal as possible. I wanted to keep as many traditions of things that we've done forever as, see, she's messing me up. I'm in the middle of a speech, Precious Moore. Okay. I guess I have to stop my speech. Ms. Borgo sent you. Okay, are you supposed to talk or just? Okay. Thank you. That's up to Precious. Am I supposed to open it on stage? No? Okay. Okay. We'll do that in secret. Thank you, sweetheart. That I wanted to make sure we kept, and actually the students pushed at me, is what we call senior conductor. And essentially it's any of the seniors who want to try their hand at leading the orchestra. I give them a little bit of instruction, and then they work on their own and audition in front of their peers who vote by secret ballot for the conductor that they feel did the best job communicating their musical ideas with the baton. This year, again, like everything else, not the easiest thing to do this time around, but our senior conductor this year is Layla Barnes. So I'm going to turn the podium over to her. The piece they're playing was one that they played in 7th grade. Okay, so they chose this because it was a piece that they remembered well from being little. Am I still playing?
the next piece we're going to be performing is called Old Goldman, and I'm talking because this piece is written by a woman, African American, which you rarely see in classical music. So Florence Beatrice Price was a composer, organist, and music teacher, noted as the first African American woman to be recognized as a symphonic composer and the first to have a composition played by a major orchestra. Florence graduated valedictorian at the age of 14. She then enrolled in the New England Conservatory of Music in Boston, Massachusetts. In 1932, Price submitted compositions for the Wanamaker Foundation Awards and winning first prize for her symphony in E minor. In addition to orchestral compositions, she also composed chamber works, art songs, works for violin, organ, and piano. Florence's Price style, while informed by her training in European tradition, consisted predominantly of the American idiom, revealing her Southern roots and incorporating elements of African American spirituals with blues-inspired melodies. So this is Old Bowman by Florence Beatrice Price. Thank you.
got sent home and didn't get to perform. This is called Minotaur. If you know your Greek mythology, you'll know that essentially the story is that there is a big scary monster down in the labyrinth, and he requires a sacrifice of 2 children from the local town every year so that he stays nice and calm and in his labyrinth. And you'll hear that monster at the beginning. But luckily, of course, in every good story, there's a hero, and you will hear Theseus come striding in to save the day. You will also hear Princess Ariadne, who gives Theseus a magical sword and also magic thread to help him find his way back out because she's in love with him, of course. And you will hear Theseus go into the labyrinth. You'll hear the big fight between the hero and the monster, and if you listen really closely, you will hear the monster get beheaded. And then the triumphant Theseus come out to let his community know that he has saved the day. We have different opinions of how that story should end. Some of us are kind of rooting for the monster, but anyway, that's how the Greek mythology goes. So if you listen closely, you should hear all those parts of the story. We are bringing back all of our friends and family now. The next piece is called Greater Than, and one of our most enthusiastic orchestra students, so Gio Dunay, found this piece and he said, you know, Miss Rosenthal, this is so cool. And so I checked it out and I heartily agreed, especially this year. Again, we've been apart so long, the idea of being together again is really emotional for us. Playing music on your own is wonderful, but most of us are musicians because we like to make music together. And it's an experience unlike any other, and it's kind of been taken from us. So this piece is what they call a multi-level piece. So the advanced orchestra has a part, the intermediate orchestra has a part, and the beginning orchestra has a part. And of course, they fit together, but the idea is that we are greater together than we are apart. Greater than the sum of our parts when we're all together, and I thought that was a really lovely sentiment, especially for now. So, we're gonna let everybody get settled, and look at that, we should have everybody on screen. Hey, virtual folks. Cameras on. Gee, I've never said that this year. Ha, ha, ha. Sometimes technology doesn't work the way we'd like it to. We've learned to be patient with technology, with ourselves, and with each other this year. So hopefully you'll get to see all of them playing along. Everybody plays on this one. And I'm going to wait till I get everybody settled. Ooh, Miss Borgo's going to play too. Everybody's really playing on this one. All right, here we go. Okay, as soon as we're set, we'll play. Anybody who's been around the Merrillville Orchestras at all in the past, I believe 36 years? I counted, now I don't remember. But I believe this has been a tradition for 36 years. We play Ode to Joy. At the end, we celebrate our seniors. So in a second, don't move yet, we always bring our seniors to the front of the stage, and we celebrate them as they go off and leave us and go off on the next chapter of their journeys. Joining them, of course, are all the rest of the high school orchestra students. In a normal year, boy, we're tired of saying that, we would have MIS and peer students with us as well. And you may remember when your students were lining the aisles and we had surround sound. There's usually kids all the way down and all the way across and up every aisle. And so this year, our freshmen have been good sports and are going to stand in for our youngins that we don't get to have with us. So I'm going to let, actually, you know what, freshmen, wait 1 second, because the other tradition is that our seniors want to make sure that they honor the families. We couldn't do this without you guys, whether it's renting instruments, driving them back and forth, waiting for after-school rehearsals to be over at Pierce, coming to concerts, I mean, fundraisers, oh my gosh, how many more chocolate-covered pretzels could you possibly sell? So we know that you guys have done, we couldn't do this without you, literally. So each senior, pick up a flower, please, and present it to the family member that you would like to honor. And I'm going to do the same. This will make me cry. My mom has been to every concert for 17 years. So supporting mother.
D-class. 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 You're gonna be in D-class.
Okay, seniors, when you are ready, get your instrument and take out the floor.
Okay, I don't mean to lurk. Jeez. You sound like a vampire. Okay. So, the spring concert's always very bittersweet. You say goodbye to people who have been in the orchestra program for many, many years and send them on to greater things as they pursue their futures and their dreams. But this year is particularly difficult for a lot of us because we're also saying goodbye to Diane. She is moving on, she's retiring, and Diane has made a huge impact on all of our lives, and my voice is getting tense because she's been a big part of me becoming a better teacher and a stronger teacher as well. So I have put together with the boosters this nice little picture here. It says, Miss Rosenthal, enjoy the next movement of your symphony. And all of the students have signed it. I tried really hard to get everybody to sign it. It was so difficult. But thank you guys for doing this for her. We're going to give it to you. Still lurking. So Miss Rosenthal has always, I think the trinkets, the thing that she's enjoyed giving to students the most has been the necklace, the shaped necklace to her sophomores, correct? Juniors. Juniors, sorry. sorry.
So
Okay.
they wear their senior years, yeah, they get at the end.
That makes sense. And Diana's also worn this necklace to almost every concert. She tells me I need to wear mine, and here we are not wearing it, but that defeats. It's fine, because I have a necklace for you to wear now, and it has the same Merrillville M, and it says 17 years on it, and that is how long she has blessed us with her teaching.
So I'll cry if I say too much, but I have been honored to spend the last 17 years teaching here. Your kids are fantastic. They have taught me so much. I hope I have taught them even a fraction of what they have taught me. I have been honored and delighted to watch these kids grow. And just, they're amazing. I know you know that because you got one at home, but I get to have 150 or 175 every day and watch all the amazing things that they do and the phenomenal young people they have become and how strong and resilient and talented and brave and smart and freaking adorable. You're so cute. Anyway, I love them very much. Thank you for entrusting them to me. I have been very honored to have watched lots of amazing people grow up and be a little part of their journey and to get to make music with them, which is what it's all about. So let's make some music Ode to Joyers. Seniors, come on up and find your spot. Freshmen, if you would go down the side into your spot, that would be fabulous.
Everything else.
Seniors, are you ready? No, hold on. All right, remember how it works. about the seniors? No, he said, I had no idea. I honestly, no, I had no idea he was pulling that up. Wow, I'm running out of things to say, thankfully. So thank you, everybody. We do need to clear the stage. Oh, friends of mine. I think I'll put them to work. What do you think? Should we just backstage? We do. So thank you for coming. Please meet your student outside so we stay COVID safe. You guys are going to go back and pack up instruments, and then if your folks are okay with waiting a little bit, come on back and help us clear the stage. I love every one of you. I love every one of you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Drive safe.